Hi everyone, let's discuss set number 5 for slot 1 CAT 2025. This is a DI based question. So let's first read the information given in this set and then we'll proceed further. 5 countries engage in trade with each other. Each country levies import tariff on the other countries. So when you import some goods from other country, you impose a tariff. Tariff is a kind of tax. The import tariff levied by country X on country Y is calculated by multiplying the corresponding tariff percentage with the total import of country X from country Y. So like what is your tariff rate? You take that tariff rate, multiply it with the amount of the goods that you're importing from that country. The radar chart below depicts different import tariff percentages charged by each of the 5 countries on the other. For example, US, that is in blue line, is charging 20%, 40, 30 and 30% import tariff on import from France, India, Japan and UK. Like look at the blue line in front of UK, this line is 30%. So you're charging tariff of 30%. If you look at again the blue line in front of Japan is again at 30%. So you're charging 30% tariff on Japan. Look at this is at 40%. So India, it is charging 40%. And for France, it is charging 20%. So if you can see, there are different pentagon. The lowest, the innermost pentagon represent 10%, then 20%. This pentagon is for 30%, 40 and 50%. This is how you understand the radar graph. The bar chart depicts the import tariff levied by each country on other countries. It means how much import duty or import tariff I'm charging on one country is charging on other. Like for example, US chart import tariff of 3 billion USD on UK. So UK is in blue color, so it is charging $3 billion. That is how you can understand the second graph. Now, it also talks about assume that import from one country to another equal the export from the latter to the former. So, for example, X is importing, let's take $100 billion from Y. So, import for X, this will become import for X, but for Y, it will become export to X. So, you have to understand that way. And the trade surplus of a country X with country Y is defined as follows. What is trade surplus is export from country X to country Y minus import to country X from country Y. A negative trade surplus is called as trade deficit. So this is how the values have been given. So we can directly go to the question and see one by one because we don't have to remember all the data based on the question. So let's look at the question number 1 of this set. It says how much is Japan's export to India? So when you say Japan export to India, it indirectly means India's import from Japan. And how it will come to know? Now import tariff is calculated as tariff percentage multiplied by the import value. So if I want to calculate the India's import from Japan, so I have to see how much India is putting import tariff in Japan. So India is this. India is putting an import tariff of that is 3.5. So import tariff is 3.5 billion. Now I'll assume this value to be X. Now let's look at what is the tariff percent that India is imposing on Japan. So India is given in green color. Green color in front of Japan is at 50%. Look at this point, this is 50%. So I think 50% of X will become 3.5 billion. So obviously X will become 7 billion. So you can say the Japan's export to India, which in turn means India's import from Japan, it is of a value of 7 billion US dollar. So for this question, option number 2 will be the correct answer. Right? So now we will go to the second question. Before that, I'll erase the data. And let's move to the next question. Question number 20. Which among the following is the highest? So you have to figure out which is the highest. Export by France to Japan. It means indirectly we are saying import from France, right, to Japan. So now Japan is charging a tariff. How much on France is? That is 3 billion. And divided by the percentage duty, then you will come to know how much is the import from France. Now, Japan is levying a duty. Now, Japan is from dark black color. On France, it is imposing a duty of 30%. So this value will become 3 by 0.3, that is 10. So this value is equal to 10. Import by France from India. Now France is having an import tariff on India is to the tune of 6.5. And how much duty France is imposing on India? France means red color. India, that is 40%. So this value becomes 6.5 divided by 0.4. So now which one is going to be bigger value? That is what we have to figure out, because the question says which one is the highest. Now again, I'll calculate import by US from France. Now US is imposing a import tariff of 6 billion divided by US is imposing a duty of 20% on France. So 6 upon 0.2. So this value will become 30. And last point, export by Japan to UK indirectly means UK's import from Japan. Now UK is having an import tariff of $4 billion, and UK is export by Japan. Yes, UK's duty on Japan. UK's duty upon Japan is 40%. So this value is again 10. If you look at all these values, I would say this is going to be the highest possible value. So option number 3 is the correct answer for this one. Import by US from France has to be the highest. Let's move to the next question of this set. What is the trade surplus deficit of India with UK? So first I'll calculate export of India and import of India. Now export of India to UK means UK's import from India. And here I will say India's import from UK. These two values I have to figure out. Let's look at how much UK is importing. So UK is imposing a tariff of, that is $3 billion. And UK has a duty of, UK means black color. Black color, India is 30%, 0.3. So this value become 10. Minus India is how much exporting from UK. India is levying an import tariff of 5. And how much duty India is putting on UK? India is in green color, and I can see green color. India on UK. UK, where is the green color, is this 10%. It means this is 0.1. Oh, not 10. I'm so sorry. It is 20% because 10 is this 20, 0.2. So this value will become 25. So your trade balance has to be 10 minus 25. It means you are at a deficit. So $15 billion, deficit of 15 billion USD dollar. So option number 4 has to be correct for this particular question. Let's move to the next question of this set. Let's discuss the last question of this set. It says among France and UK, who has or have trade surpluses with the US? So first I'll do it for France. So now France export to US, which means US import from France minus France import from US. These are two values that we have to calculate. Now, how much US is importing? So US is levying a import tariff of $6 billion, and US is levying a 20% duty on France. So you can say this value. This is the duty on France, blue color, and in front of France this value is at 20%, minus France is imposing a import tariff of 5.5, and France is from red color, US is 30%. So you can clearly say the first value is greater than the second value. So you can clearly say France has a trade surplus. So France has definitely trade surplus with US. Now let's do it for UK. So again I will say US import from UK minus UK import from US. This is what we have to calculate. Now US is imposing an import tariff of 3 billion on UK. And how much duty US is imposing? US is from blue color is UK. This is 30%, 0.3, minus UK is imposing an import tariff of 2.5, and UK's duty on US has to be this, that is 20%, that is 0.2. In this case, if you look at this value is 10 and this value is 12.5. So here export is less than import. So UK has a trade deficit. So for this question, only France has a trade surplus with US. So option number 3 is the correct answer for this question. Thank you.